New features in StruBIM design. StruBIM design now has several new features. In the column schedule, we now have the option to individually select columns from the view of the floor plan at the bottom of the screen. There is now a show option. We can choose which column groups we wish to be visible and those which we do not. We have the option to assign various properties by both column group or individual column. We first select the elements which we wish to assign the properties to, or in this case, select all of the column groups, and then we select which stories these will be assigned in. Following that, we simply select which property we wish to overwrite, as well as the new value, in this case changing the clear cover to a value of 2 inches. We can also assign properties by individual column. These are more specific design properties. We can assign the layout, pertaining to how the column interacts with the floor, as well as information about the cross-section, including the material, type of section, and X and Y dimensions. We can also assign reinforcement details. In the wall schedule, new features are very much the same. We can select individual walls from the view of the floor plan at the bottom of the screen. We also now have the option to show which walls we wish to be visible. We can also assign properties by group. We begin by selecting which elements we wish to assign the properties for, and which stories we wish to assign them in this case selecting all. We then simply select the value which we wish to overwrite, and input the new value. We can also assign properties by individual wall, both for buckling and for reinforcement limits. We can assign the layout, once again pertaining to how the wall interacts with the floor. We can add, delete, or edit sections and generate reinforcement strips, as well as add, edit, or delete those as well. We can also assign individual reinforcement strips. Once again, we select which elements we wish to do this for, select Edit, and then make the edits that are desired. In this case, changing the label of one of the reinforcement strips to B. We can now see that for wall 2 in every floor, there's both an A and B reinforcement strip. As well, we can assign reinforcement by band. In the floor plans, we now have an option to copy to another plan. With this option, we can copy information about the beams or slabs, including punching shear information, from one floor to another. We will now conduct an example of this. I will simply draw additional rebar for the purpose of the example into story 13. Then going into the Copy Another Plan option, I will choose which story I wish to copy this to, in this case stories 12 and 11. And I'm going to choose which options it is that I wish to copy. Now when we go into story 12 and story 11, we see the additional rebar. However, in the stories which were not selected, it does not appear. There have also been features added to the concrete beam schedule. We can now assign design properties, information about the cross-section, including the width and the height, and information about reinforcement for both longitudinal and transverse reinforcement. These options are very much the same for the steel beam schedule. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.